Okay, we're gonna continue on and go with muscles that cross the elbow now. We're gonna do your biceps, brachialis, brachioradialis, triceps, and anconeus right now, and then we'll get into the supinators when we do hand and wrist, okay? So what we're going to start with is the elbow flexors, okay? So we have your biceps, your brachialis, and your brachioradialis. And the thing that changes with these is the grip position when we get into the strengthening exercises. So when we do isometrics, again, isometrics is not moving. You're staying at the particular range and holding it for 10 seconds. So if we're going to do biceps, so biceps is an elbow flexor, okay? So you can do a supinated grip. They can use their own hand and they're going to press up into that for 10 seconds, okay? And relax. If they can't use their hand for whatever reason, this is a little bit low for me, but you can have them go up into a table, okay? And they're gonna kind of push up into the table, providing the table cannot be lifted, okay? And they're gonna hold for 10 seconds. That's your bicep isometric. If you need to do brachialis, okay, that's when you kind of reverse your grip, and now I'm gonna push upwards this way. So biceps is supinated, brachialis is pronated, and then when we get to brachioradialis, you're kind of in that neutral grip, okay, where your thumb is up. So it's also known as your beer drinking hand or position, okay, that's how you remember it. Okay, here you're gonna try and push up this way. So we have biceps, brachialis, brachioradialis. So those are pretty straightforward. Again, you're gonna hold them for 10 seconds. You could do them every day, and you do one set, okay? How would we warm up the area? Again, you could do any kind of upper limb exercises, jumping jacks, arm circles. You can kind of bend their arms up and down. It doesn't really matter. In your OP, just have them do something for 10 to 15 seconds to warm up the area. Okay? So with isotonics, now you're gonna add resistance, okay? So hand weights or TheraBands if you like. So bicep curl, okay? Their elbow is not winging again. It's tucked in nice and tight. Supinated grip. I'm gonna bring it all the way up and all the way down, okay? All the way up. The further down you grab, the more resistance you have, okay? So if that's biceps and I needed to switch to brachialis, I go to pronated grip, and I could do it this way. If I had brachioradialis, I'm gonna go to neutral and do it this way, okay? That's with your TheraBand. If you didn't have a TheraBand, you could use your water bottle. You could use a hand weight, okay? So bicep curl is here, elbows tucked in, you're up and down, okay? You never really want to lock your elbow, always have that micro bend, so all the way up, nice and slow, okay? As it gets easier or more tiring, you can up the weight or decrease the reps, okay? So biceps, brachialis is your reverse picture here, up and down. So you want to make sure they're not using their shoulder now, we're using the elbow. Okay, we're pulling this way. And brachioradialis is that kind of hammer curl that you do in the gym. Okay, you could do it bilateral. In your OP, it can be unilateral though. You don't need to do both sides. Okay, stretching, you can use one stretch for kind of all of them. So what you're gonna do is find a wall or a pole or something. Okay, you're gonna kind of have them extend their shoulder back. You're gonna have them turn away. And then you're gonna have them flip their thumb down, okay? And that will pull all of the muscles that we need to stretch that we just worked on the other side, okay? So they could go up against a wall if they had a flat surface and do it this way, okay? If they had a pole or a post, they could kind of extend out this way, okay? If we needed to stretch kind of brachioradialis on its own when we get into the wrist and hand, you can also create some overpressure here, but I'll get into that with the wrist stuff when we get there. So those are your elbow flexors. Then we have your elbow extensors. So we have your triceps and your anconeus. Okay, so now we're going to elbow extension. Okay, so with your TheraBand, you can tie it to something on the lower level or kind of midway here, and you're going to do kind of a kickback here. So I'm here, and all I'm doing is extending. I'm not extending my shoulder. I'm having my elbow tucked in, and now what's moving is my elbow, okay? So my elbow is extending backwards here, and I'm gonna go through my ranges now. I'm going through full range. If you don't have the This is where you can use your hand weight, okay? And this is where you want them to hold on to something, okay? So you can do your kickback this way. Okay. If they can't stand up or do it that way for whatever reason, you can have them do it over their head. You would use a heavier weight because it's bilateral. This is where posture comes into play, or corrections. You don't want their elbows out this way. You kind of want their biceps tucked into their ears, their elbows in, so as if they were holding something between their elbows. Okay, so they're here, they're tucked in, I'm dropping it down, I'm pushing it straight up. Okay, so you have your tricep extension that way. Okay, however, whatever you're comfortable with. If they had a pulley system, they could also do push downs, but I'm not going to get into that right now because a lot of people don't have that. So that's triceps. If you got anconius, the way you can isolate anconius, yes, it does extension with all of your tricep exercises. If you really needed to isolate that, you would have them come out to the side this way and kind of do that side kickback. Okay, this one you need to make sure their shoulder is not rolled forward. It's kind of closed in a pack position here, and they're going to do that side kickback there. Okay, so they also have to have a little bit of shoulder stability to be able to do this one as well. You could use your TheraBand and have it pulling outwards, okay? So those are your isotonics. When you get to stretches, there's a few you can do, okay? So here your elbow is tucked in nice and tight. I'm just going to bend and create some overpressure with this hand to stretch, okay? So my arm is just behind, okay? And I'm holding for 30 seconds in your OP, but 1 to 2 minutes real world. If that's not enough, and they're a little bit more flexible and they can grab their hands, they're going to be here, and I'm stretching the top tricep. Okay, I'm pulling down. If they can't reach, they could use their TheraBand or a towel to hold on to this way. And I'm going to pull down to stretch the top tricep. Okay, and that's your elbow exercise muscles. Okay.